Hello, movie lovers! Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I'm bringing you guys my February 2021 Blu-ray and DVD collection update. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I do appreciate it. So we're going to go over all the update. There's Blu-rays and DVDs. I don't think I got any 4Ks in February. There might be a Steelbook or two in this. And I'm going to try to talk about these as much as I can. But you guys can go back and check the weekly videos on the reviews for these if the standalone videos aren't posted. And you can check the titles for unboxings as well. I didn't separate anything this time. I just figured I'd do it kind of random. So first up though, I've been trying to complete the Vestron video collection, but I've been trying to get slipcover versions, which is a little harder. You can find them pretty easy without the slipcovers. I've been getting them mostly on eBay for around $35 to $40 shipped. I think all the ones I bought have been new. I did order a Wishmaster, which was used. I haven't got that one yet though. So I got a couple of these here, and I've never seen, I don't think, any of these. Chopping Mall, Lair of the White Worm, Slaughter High. Like I said, if you guys want to try to pick any of these up, your best bet's probably going to be eBay. And Chud 2, Bud the Chud. There could be more in here. That might be all I picked up. I'm only missing about 3 or 4 now. But coincidentally, they're all expensive. So I also picked up, I want to check this one out. I haven't checked it out yet. I got VEEP Season 1. I don't remember if this lasted like 6 or 7 seasons. But of course, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. So I got to check this out just for Julia Louis-Dreyfus. But yeah, I picked up Season 1. I'll be trying to pick up the rest, you know, kind of sporadically, I guess. I did pick this one up. I haven't watched it, again, just because I'm a big Office fan. Picked up Irresistible with Steve Carell. I got this one on eBay pretty cheap. It was used, but it had the slipcover. They had it pretty cheap on Amazon too in February, but I don't think it said if it had the slipcover, so I just went ahead and went to eBay. I guess I did also get Return of the Living Dead 3 on the Vestron video collection. Warner Brothers, or Warner Archive, sent me over Legacies Season 2. I believe I still have to pick up Season 1. Maybe I picked up Season 1, I can't remember now. But this one was a show about these kids at this school, and it's kind of like a school for the gifted and talented, but they're all like vampires and werewolves and witches and pixies or whatever, fairies or something, and they have, of course, lots of conflict. And I like the beginning, like the first half or whatever the season. I can't remember exactly what portion it was, but they would like always have a different monster to fight, and then it just kind of got to be more drama from there. Overall, I did enjoy this one though. Legacies. Paramount Home Entertainment sent over The Little Prince. Now this was released previously, and it was first time on Blu-ray in the US, had been released in other countries on Blu-ray. Great cast: Jeff Bridges, Rachel McAdams, Paul Rudd, Benicio del Toro, James Franco, Ricky Gervais, Paul Giamatti, a whole bunch of people in this one. As an animated movie, I can't remember exactly what it was. This little girl, her mom wanted her to go to this nice school, so they have to move to this house, and her neighbor's kind of a crazy guy, and they kind of become friends, and he tells her about this world, and I can't remember much more about it. But I mean, a lot of people really liked it. I thought it was all right. Paramount Home Entertainment also sent over, as part of the Paramount Presents line, Love Story. This was a love story. No. You know, it wasn't a movie I got super into. It was just kind of about this was it the rich guy? The guy was rich and she wasn't, and his parents didn't want him to marry her, and he did anyways. And blah, blah, blah. It's kind of boring. And then she got sick and you know, got pretty sad towards the end. But, you know, I thought, unfortunately, the part where she got sick, it got more interesting, and there's a lot more emotion into it, and I thought it was a lot more interesting, but not a movie that I really got too much into. Kind of a surprise for me too. This one was from Paramount Home Entertainment, Elizabethtown, from the Paramount Presents line as well. And this was kind of a romance, but to me, it didn't seem as much like a romance. I mean, there was a romance going on, but it didn't seem to be a real focal point of the movie. And I'm kind of blanking on what exactly it's about at the moment, but I did post a review of that if you're real curious. Happy Times. Happy Times. This one was sent over to me from Artsploitation Films, and this is an Israeli and / English movie about these people who all get together to have this party, and there's kind of a lot of tension and a lot of drinking, and things just kind of get out of hand and more out of hand and more out of hand until people start getting murdered. And it was a very interesting movie. I enjoyed it. Check that one out. Freaky was sent to me by Universal. Now, this is a very interesting movie, and it's a body switch, but instead of being a comedy, or maybe it's a horror comedy, basically this teenage girl gets body switched with a serial killer, and so now he's free to serial kill, because nobody expects a small teenage girl to be a serial killer, and she's stuck in this, middle-aged guy's body, and, it's kind of funny. I really enjoyed all the stuff they did, like with her kind of getting these kind of crazy kills on people, and Vince Vaughn acting like a teenage girl. I just felt like they needed to do more with it. Like, just go a little further, have more of the great moments. There were some really great moments. I just needed to do more of them, I think. I did enjoy this one quite a bit, though. Paramount Home Entertainment sent over the John Hughes 5-movie collection for review. First time on Blu-ray, She's Having a Baby and Some Kind of Wonderful. Also includes Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Pretty in Pink. I enjoyed all the movies. She's Having a Baby, I think, to me, was kind of the weakest one of the movies. It was just kind of boring through most of the movie. And then Some Kind of Wonderful. It was all right. The rest I love. So let's see. You Season 2. I might have picked up You Season 1. It was either Legacies or You. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, this is You Season 1. So I guess I did pick up You Season 1. I think I got this one on Amazon. I have not watched it yet. My Bloody Valentine on the Shout Factory Steelbook. I haven't seen this movie in years. It is a great looking Steelbook, though. I've been trying to collect all these. The only one I'm missing is The Thing. And I was in Portland, and they had it at FYE for like $35. And I was like, well, I know I can get it cheaper than that. And then I kind of forgot about it. And I've bid almost $100 on eBay, and I never win them. It's kind of frustrating, just missing the one, and it's the one that you can't get. Paramount Home Entertainment sent over Redemption Day. This one was kind of just a generic kind of army war thing where this guy's wife is doing like an excavation. I can't remember exactly where it was, but they're right on the border of another country, and then she ends up accidentally going into the other country, and they take her hostage. But it was kind of like this whole setup, and he has to go in as like a special forces soldier and kill everybody and free her. And there was nothing wrong with it. It's not that it wasn't interesting. It was just super generic, and I feel like a movie that didn't really have anything new to offer, but still worth checking out if it sounds interesting. It was well acted and well made. Just it didn't stand out to me kind of in any way. Warner Brothers sent over Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob, original movie. In this one, they go to this town, and they end up going back in time or to the day of the knights and the Round Table and King Arthur and the Sword and the Stone, and I don't remember a whole lot more about it, but I did like it for sure. Check that one out. Horizon Line. This one is a very memorable movie about this woman and this man who are on this airplane, just a small airplane, and they're like flying between two islands, and the pilot has a heart attack and dies, and she has very little flying experience, so she can at least help. They get into tons of, like, even though that's not bad enough already, tons of things happen while they're up there to make it even worse. They can't figure out where they're going. They don't have enough fuel. Everything goes wrong, and they come up with these crazy solutions that are just completely ridiculous. And when you're watching this, you have to just say, did anybody at any point during the production, editing, post-production, ever just say, wait a minute, does this even seem possible? Let's make it somewhat believable. Like, at one point, the guy is hanging on the side of the plane. He looks like he's standing on something. There's nothing for him to stand on. There's really nothing for him to be hanging on to, but yet he's still doing it. I don't know if he's got kung fu grip or what. Not a terrible movie overall, guys, but just so silly and out there. I thought it was an average movie, really. The very excellent Mr. Dundee. This one was about the Paul Hogan plays himself, and a lot of other celebrities play themselves, and it's just about him like trying to get back into acting, and he kind of makes all these mistakes and all these things happen, and people think he's like racist and sexist, and I can't remember everything, but he's just trying to, you know, be himself, and he's not really meaning to come off this way, and people are just misinterpreting the things that are happening. It was kind of interesting. It was worth a watch. Warner Archive sent over Harley Quinn seasons 1 and 2. This is a cartoon based on Harley Quinn, and she's trying to like make her own bad guy league. I can't remember, the Legion of Doom, or she wants to join the Legion of Doom, and then she makes her own bad guy group. I can't remember what happens, but it's very adult oriented, lots of swearing and violence, and you know, it's kind of funny and interesting. If you guys are into Harley Quinn, just want to check out The Last Vermeer, sent over by Sony Home Entertainment. And this one was about after World War II, they were trying to find these people who had helped Nazis with art or profiting from selling art to Nazis, and they find this guy, and you know, he's got his whole defense, and it's a very interesting movie. It's definitely want to check out. A little long for my liking, but the second half is super interesting on that one. The Village in the Woods, sent over from 4 Digital Media. One that I think I really need to go back and watch again, because I just felt like some of the things were real confusing to me about this couple. I don't know if they were married or boyfriend and girlfriend or what. They go to this town and they say this house was their mom's and they inherited it. But like the people there know they're lying the whole time. But also they don't really get into what their end game was. Like they say they needed to make money, but like were they going to try to sell the house? How do you sell a house you don't own? Like obviously you couldn't legally, but how were they going to try? I don't know. I don't think they ever said how they were going to make money. Just that they were in need of money, and this was some scheme to make the money, and it kind of has like a supernatural aspect to it. It was kind of average. Born a Champion, sent by Lionsgate. This one was about a jiu-jitsu fighter, and he gets into this like really big fight, and he loses, and he gets very badly hurt, and his life just kind of goes off track for a long time. And then it's like, I don't know if it's 20 years later or something, because he's kind of older now. Like in his 40s or something, and there ends up being a rematch. A very interesting movie, guys. I really love this movie, even though, you know, it wasn't the best made movie and it didn't have the best acting. Although the acting was all right, I just really love the story, and it had a lot of heart to it, and it's very interesting. Check that one out for sure if you haven't already. Lady Sings the Blues. This one was sent over by Paramount, and this is about a singer trying to get into you know, kind of become famous, and you know, she has to deal with a lot of racial issues, and she has a lot of drug problems. It's an interesting movie, not one that I was super into. Wild Mountain Thyme. This was a strange kind of romance movie about this guy who's kind of like oblivious, and he doesn't really want to come out and say how he feels or whatever, and this girl who makes it obvious that she loves him. It's not like he has to worry about being rejected. She makes it pretty obvious that she's into him, but he just kind of doesn't ever do anything, even though he likes her too. And like, if he doesn't get married, they're going to give away his dad or whatever is going to give away the land to somebody else. It was all right. Not anything I got super into. Let Him Go. Kevin Costner. Trying to remember exactly what happens in this one. So their son marries this woman. They have a kid. He ends up dying in an accident, and she remarries this guy, and he takes her away and the kid away and moves away to go live with his family, and they're all like super crazy. And so Kevin Costner and his wife, they want to go see the kid or make sure she's okay because they think she's being abused, and they basically run into a bunch of trouble. I really enjoyed this one, guys. I thought it was a great movie. Kevin Costner was great. It's kind of a, you know, another kind of cowboyish. I mean, he's not a cowboy, but it has that kind of cowboy feeling to it. Very interesting movie, guys. Definitely check that one out if you haven't already. Sky Sharks was sent over from Dark Sky Films, and this was a very, very strange movie in which Nazi zombie sharks or something, or Nazi sharks, I guess, have been hidden from the world until today, and they get loose and they're piloted by Nazi zombies, and it's such a crazy movie. It's hard to make heads or tails of a lot of it. It is very gory. Lots of actually really good special effects and, interesting. I didn't get super into it. It was a little strange, for sure. La Casa. This one was sent over from Epic Pictures. Very interesting movie. It's in Spanish, I believe. So you have to read the subtitles, but I really need to go back and rewatch this one. I'm not sure if this is one cut film or it's made to look like a one cut film, or it's made to look like kind of like a found footage. But basically, this cop is going to investigate these noises at this house, and there had been some murders or something there. And very interesting. I didn't care for the way it ended. I'd just say that for sure. But I like the movie overall. Breach, sent over by Paramount. And this one was about these people are all leaving Earth because Earth had a plague, I believe it was. For some reason they're leaving Earth and they're going to a new planet. But someone tries to stop them. It was a decent enough movie, and Bruce Willis was in it quite a bit. It wasn't just a cameo. If you're into sci-fi action, check that one out. Warner Archive sent over Helter Skelter, an American Myth. This was a documentary about Charles Manson, covering, I guess, basically his entire life and the group of people that followed him and all their plans. Super long. It was like 6 hours long. They repeated themselves a lot too. They went over the same things a lot, and kind of like then they'd go back and maybe they'd give a little more information. It just felt like they kept repeating themselves on several things over and over. And it, I don't know, it was pretty long. It was interesting. It definitely, if you guys want to find out the history of Charles Manson, definitely one to check out. 6 by Sondheim was also sent over from Warner Archive, and this was about Stephen Sondheim and kind of his process of writing the musicals that he has written. And I think if you're a musical fan, maybe you'd be a little more into this. I thought it was okay, but I didn't find it to be super interesting. Wander Darkly. This was a kind of a strange movie about this man and this woman who are married, but their marriage is kind of falling apart, and they get into a car accident, and then all this really strange stuff happens. And I feel like this is a movie, like if you watch the second time, you'll be able to pick up on everything. But she believes she's dead and a ghost the whole movie, and he keeps insisting that she's alive. But they keep like reliving memories together, and sometimes really weird things happen in the memories, and she thinks some sort of evil force is after their baby. It's very strange. The ending, very sad. I do like the ending kind of pulled it all together and made it pretty interesting. I definitely think this one is worth a watch. Just kind of confusing as you're watching it. Warner Brothers sent over Lovecraft Country season 1, and kind of a strange ending. I don't know if they're doing a season 2 on this one or not, but this was about this group of people dealing with racism, and it's also like a supernatural thing. They're like hunting these... Well, the guy's mom goes missing, and so he goes to find her, and it turns out this cult... this guy's dad goes missing, and... This guy's dad goes missing. It turns out he was looking for the main character's mom's ancestors, and he finds this cult, and lots of really strange stuff happens, kind of like spirits or ghosts or demons and vampires, and just all this really, really crazy stuff happens. In the first couple episodes, they're real kind of jarring because everything's so strange, and then once you get into it, it gets a little easier to understand and kind of has a better flow, although... kind of the all the random supernatural things kind of I don't think go so much through the rest. It's a lot of kind of racism and trying to like take down this cult or whatever they were. I'm trying to remember who the company was. Music Box Films, I think it is, sent over Breaking Surface, and this was a Swedish and Norwegian movie about these two women who go scuba diving. I think they were just kind of doing it for fun, and there's kind of like a storm coming in, and basically one of them gets trapped underwater, and the less experienced sister has to try to save her. And of course they keep getting into all kinds of like crazy other things happen, like she needs to get the car, but a rock fell on the keys and they can't get the keys, and she can't get the car open, and then just kind of all kinds of stuff like this happens. Very interesting movie, great movie, guys. Check this one out. It is subtitled, but I think it was a really good movie. The two actresses, and primarily the one actress that doesn't get stuck underwater, really good job on this one. RLJE Film sent over Random Acts of Violence. Great slipcover on this one, and a very interesting movie as well. Jay Baruchel and Jordana Brewster, about this comic book writer or graphic novel. I can't remember. I think they were comic books, and they're going to, I guess, a convention, a comic book convention or something, and he's working on like wrapping up the final installment of his series about a serial killer, and along the way somebody starts killing people in the same fashion as his comics. Definitely an interesting movie. I can't remember how they ended that one. Check that one out, guys. Last up, RLJE Film sent over Arch Enemy. This is a very strange one. One I think you should check out, though. In this one, Joe Manganiello is kind of like a drunk homeless guy, but he tells everybody that he's actually a superhero from another planet, and there was an accident and he landed on Earth, or kind of like an accident, and he landed on Earth, and now all his powers are gone and he just seems like a human, but he has all these powers. And this kid kind of gets really interested in it, and his sister's like affiliated with these drug dealers, or she's a drug dealer, or whatever you want to call it, and they get into a lot of trouble and they need help, and he comes to help them. Very interesting, kind of a strange ending on this one. I mean, it's strange throughout, but a strange ending, but I liked it quite a bit, guys. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, check out those videos, and I'll see you guys next time.